Do you need some help getting ready for the Praxis Parapro 1755 assessment? This video will refresh your writing skills and make punctuation practice feel effortless. Hi, I'm Elizabeth, a college professor and a test prep expert with Study.com. I've helped countless future educators ace their Praxis exams, and today we're zeroing in on punctuation. In this competency, you'll master using commas correctly in lists and clauses, distinguishing apostrophes for possession or contraction, and placing periods properly. Are you ready? Let's jump into some Parapro practice. Select the underlined portion that contains a grammatical construction, a word use, or an instance of punctuation that would be inappropriate in carefully written English. No sentence has more than one error. How will I be able to do everything I have on my to-do list in the time I have available this week? Would the answer be A, my to-do, B, how will, C, everything I have, or D, available this week? Let's break this down by pointing out how the question is laid out. It is a question, starting with the word how. How will I be able to? Yet, it ends with a period instead of a question mark. Now, in carefully written English, a direct question must end with a question mark. None of the other underlined words involve misused words or faulty clauses or misplaced commas. The only error in this sentence is the missing question mark. So for this question, the error falls within the underlined phrase, available this week. So D is the correct answer. Select the underlined portion that contains a grammatical construction, a word use, or instance of punctuation that would be inappropriate in carefully written English. No sentence has more than one error. While I was at the store, I saw a friend whom I had not seen in many years, and we stopped to catch up for a bit. Would it be A, store I, comma, saw, B, whom I, C, many years, comma, and, or D, while I was? Let's carefully examine each underlined segment of the sentence. We're looking for one spot that breaks the rules of carefully written English, whether in grammar, word choice, or punctuation. We can rule out B, whom I. I understand this one is tricky. Sometimes we would say who, and other times we would say whom. Whom I had not seen in many years is correct formal usage. Whom serves as the object of the verb had not seen, so there is no error in option B. Option C, many years, comma, and, is also correct. A comma before and joining two independent clauses is acceptable. Those clauses are short and the comma helps clarify the compound structure, so this is not an error. Option D, while I was, there is also no grammatical word use error here. This is a subordinating conjunction, while, which is correctly introducing the introductory clause. That leaves us with A as the correct option. Store I, comma, saw. The underlined portion of the sentence that should be revised is store I, comma, saw. While I was at the store is an introductory clause that should contain a comma at the end of it, like this. Placing the comma immediately after the introductory clause, while I was at the store, is the proper placement, not between the subject and verb of the main clause. When you read it aloud to yourself, you should pause at the proper place. Select the underlined portion that contains a grammatical construction, a word use, or an instance of punctuation that would be inappropriate in carefully written English. No sentence has more than one error. His travel itinerary, reflecting months of meticulous research, included visits to several iconic landmarks: the Great Wall of China, the Taj Mahal, and the Pyramids of Giza, with each destination promising a unique adventure. Would the correct answer be A, meticulous research, B, each destination promising, C, itinerary, comma, reflecting, or D, landmarks, semicolon, the? Let's examine each option. A, meticulous research. The modifier here is perfectly fine. There's no word use issue, so that would not be our correct answer. Option B, each destination promising. This phrase correctly modifies landmarks and flows well. No issue here. Option C, itinerary, comma, reflecting. The commas set off the non-essential phrase reflecting months of meticulous research properly. So this is also okay. So this is also not the correct answer. That leaves us with option D, landmarks, semicolon, the. Here we have a semicolon before the list of 3 items. A semicolon signals a stronger break, typically between 2 independent clauses, or to separate a list of items that themselves contain commas. In this case, the semicolon is unnecessary and misleading. We should, in fact, use a colon. In this scenario, a colon should be used to introduce a list and is required in this sentence to properly introduce the list of landmarks. In the sentence below, 4 portions are numbered and bolded. Select the bold portion that contains a grammatical construction, a word use, or an instance of punctuation that would be inappropriate in carefully written English. No sentence has more than 1 error. To begin, I'm going to give you a version of the sentence without the numbered options in there so you can clearly read it and avoid any confusion. This is a good strategy when you're taking the exam to maybe write the sentence down or read it out loud without the number choices distracting you. Now we can more easily look for 1 error in grammar, word use, or punctuation. Let's start with option A, palpable. The air was palpable is a correct idiom, meaning the atmosphere was almost tangible, so there's no error here. Option C, were caught. This is a passive voice and it is acceptable. There's no grammatical mistake in were caught. Option D, throwing eggs at the home. This phrase is clear and correctly punctuated. Throwing properly follows the word caught, so there's no error here. Option B is the correct choice in this situation. That would be man's home. The phrase man's home should include an apostrophe. The apostrophe is necessary to show ownership. Great work today. You reviewed commas and lists and clauses, apostrophe rules, and period placement, all with practical tests to catch common pitfalls. Keep practicing these techniques and watch your confidence and your Parapro score grow. For more practice, check out our Praxis Parapro Assessment 1755 playlist. And for even more detailed practice, strategies, and customizable study materials, head over to study.com and check out our Praxis Test Prep course. Those who use study.com boast a 92% pass rate. Our courses include full-length exams, hundreds of authentic practice questions, and short targeted video lessons specifically developed based on the latest test updates. With our resources, you'll know exactly what to expect on test day. Like this video and subscribe to this channel to get all the latest Praxis test updates. And please leave your questions and success stories in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Happy studying.